I don't know about you, but I don't have much time. And I know how, things can be. If you are surrounded by narcissists, which we are, that's who's thinking that they're going to perform um, a job or something for somebody, but it's going to be a lesson in love, I guess we would say, right? Because money is all hooked up to it supposedly, and then yeah, money is hooked all up into love. But this video was supposed to be about, okay, so tomorrow, astrologically, Mercury, which has just zoomed past what we have now as a stellium in Aries, includes Chiron right in the middle, the wounded warrior. So we had Venus there, and the sun is there approaching. Jupiter is there. It's a stellium. It's like four objects in the sky in Aries that's squaring Mars, by the way. But see, now Mercury whizzed past there and it's preparing to go retrograde. I didn't look at the exact degree on that, but I know that, see, the big thing is that it squares Pluto tomorrow. And that is one of the, because, it's Mercury in Taurus. And that is one of the, it's that fixed place, lighting up the box of the fixed houses. And where Pluto has just moved into Aquarius. And you see, getting back to this process that we're going through as human beings, I feel, it's like we are, I was going to say weeds, but more like we could say we are wildflowers, and we are going through phases in our life, right? And not only the sun is involved, like, how a flower is dancing with the sun every day. The planets are affecting us this way, and not only just in us individually, which is very complex to think about, that everybody has their individual signature, which they do. They have their own awareness. I'll keep sharing that more and more. Hopefully, I think that's the main curriculum here, is to become awareness, rather than sitting in the house of mirrors. Anyway, let's get back to yeah, Mercury, talk about the House of Mirrors. It rules the mind. It's in Taurus right now, which we have Venus in Taurus. Yeah, that's right, Venus in Taurus. It's not in Aries. It's Chiron, Sun, and Jupiter. That's enough to be a stellium. They say 3 planets is a stellium, but I have 5 planets in one sign. But anyway, almost like a double stellium. But anyway, that Mercury Square, particularly in that fresh and new zone where Pluto is sitting. Pluto is the witch. And if Mercury is square Pluto, I imagine a person with Mercury square Pluto in their chart, they're blindsided about the way things work, truthfully. Like, they're blindsided about the truth. It's probably hard for them to see the whole spectrum of truths, which that's what Pluto really has to do with. Unsolid and solid truths, the illusion and the non-illusion kind of thing, and even getting deeper, really just keep going. And so these people that have Mercury, I'm assuming that they could be gullible of mind. I find that the squares, like if you have a sun square, it could also be dangerous if you're that kind of naive, right? And you're just like, you're just ingesting everything that comes into you, and it could be like, a little bit too much, like with the Mercury square Pluto. Because it's just touching, maybe they have an interest in detective movies and even probably horror films. Like, these are the people that are probably just gobbling up that kind of material of just gruesome, murderous crap, the unconscious side of life perpetuating. And man, I can't believe it. People don't understand, like, say with, movies, they don't understand that there's like some 143 story plots that are interesting to the human psyche, that really grabs onto the soul as a story plot. There's only so many ways, particularly through projection as in a movie, to integrate that in and make it a story. There's only 143 interesting stories out there, is what I'm trying to say. And so, but we see, I mean, I know me, just watching, and it's like everybody's watching this stuff since the days of John Wayne, right? The first black and white movies. They keep running and fashioning that same story plots over and over with the new technology and just new actors, and it's never going to get away from that same freaking. It's like, basically, when is that can get boring? You know what I mean? It's already boring to me, and I'm looking at it, and they continue on like people are interested in Hollywood. See, this is Pluto talking. Pluto says only sees actors and actresses up there. They only see a set. They only see people acting and faking it. They literally see, like, I remember last time I saw a movie, it was hideous. It was about some Santa Claus or something, and they had what's his name playing Santa Claus, and he was like, he had rouge on or something, and I was just looking at this scene, and then, well, yeah, there's a horse inside the movie. Thanks for listening to this, by the way. If there's a horse there, all I can see, is that the horse is looking into the background and waiting for the apple, and just, they have something else on their mind, and it's just, I can't watch movies and because I could see how each clip is a fake, and all of the, do you remember watching movies? I remember watching, when I was a kid, listening to TV. Okay, so I have audiographic memory, and there's a time, like, say, when there's a crowd, when there's a sound of a crowd in the background, my ear will pick up, and it happens all the time. The sound will loop. Like, you'll hear a few seconds of something, and then it'll go back and say it again. Do it again. And it's just a sound in the background. And it's like, why does that happen? That is, because I notice it every time. Like, okay, they just replayed the background sound, but it wasn't but like 3 seconds, and then 3 seconds. Anyway, thanks for listening to this sensational conversation. I have an Aquarius moon, and well, I have Venus and Mercury. I mean, Venus in Virgo, and that is a Mercury-ruled Venus. And then if you look at what is ruled by Venus, I have 5 other planets ruled by Venus, and so I'm kind of communicative. I missed going to people's houses. We don't do that anymore, I guess. Things kind of broke up for me with the Saturn going onto my moon. Literally sitting on my moon in the 11th house of friends is just kind of, oh, excuse me, this is my friend Satan. Where are you guys going? I'm just kidding. That's fucking Saturn. Saturn just, thank you, Saturn, for clearing out all of the, really is just clearing out the flimsy structure. That's what Saturn really is. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Satan, but we highly suspect, look at Capricorn over there. And anyway, getting back to God and or Pluto, and this square with Mercury, is like, what's going to hold up through this is a solid foundation. The more solid foundation, there's going to be a lot of closing of cycles. There's going to be a lot of people that don't understand these times that we're in, and how that they deal with it is more like the immature child that just goes, what's going on, and where are you going, and how come then, and really look out for those that are grabbing on for control from, just like to unconsciously latch on to other people and do the same old run the unconscious game that's probably a hand-me-down. It's like time to break all that. See, sorry, is this vibrating? It's with the Chiron conjunction and the Aries Sun and Jupiter, it's really a time of standing up and saying, no, I am this and I value this. And because, yeah, we're going to be valuing something here with the Mercury going into Taurus. And that's always the gall with Uranus there. See, we have a beautiful thing happening with not only the Earth, Venus conjuncting, we're going cruising through there, and the Earth vibration is starting to increase, but we have a water trine. We have the Mars trine Saturn, which for me is a very beneficial thing because my Jupiter is there. So I hope people can enjoy less cuss words. Maybe, I mean, nothing has changed really. I'm going through really when you get on the right track with you're just going to stand for love, and you're going to stand for a better quality experience with people. How about that? And now what just flashed through my mind, it's not a permanent thing we're looking for. This is a moment-to-moment thing that does accumulate as memory, and I'm saying I'm ready to make good memory because I'm a damn good memory-making machine. I'm the one who will bring a deeper, tastier experience. Like I said, go to somebody's house and they're going to talk about who knows what, and then I would like to say something more of whatever I stored in my jar up here, perhaps about that subject matter that illuminates. If there was a kid there, they'll say, yeah, that's something more, and you look into it, it's like, that was the truth. And we didn't think of it that way. And go to sleep at night and dream of me there too. You won't help it. Happens all the time. Anyway, getting back to you. Thanks for listening to this. What was the point? Trying to talk about Mercury Square Pluto tomorrow. And to me, it's just a blindsiding for the human psyche. Just be careful because we are, some people, like the Aries vibration, is standing up and saying, no, this is how we feel, and it's simple, and our life force energy is held this way, and we need respect that way. Really, that's kind of going on out there. They don't show the protests happening in Paris or whatever, here in the United States. But so if you haven't noticed, probably perhaps in your life, where it's kind of put on hold. It's like now tomorrow, deeper communications could happen. An attempt to communicate. There's the Mercury Pluto Square. It's a square. So I can't imagine, what that would be like, except for the person has an unconscious pattern of communications. Like I said, it's like, well, let's go see a movie. Well, I want to see a horror movie. And it's like, do you realize that it's the constant screaming and then what else? Their communication patterning probably goes into the more blind, unconscious Plutonian things, which are underground, like really like Halloween, coming on, and the villain and stuff that is like that's low life shit. It begins to, we're batting at it like secondhand smoke. If you want to talk about the narcissist, because Pluto can also indicate. If you have a Mars particularly and a Pluto aspect, a hard one, or anyone, really, there's a chance that there's narcissistic traits that could flare up if it's unconscious, if the person is tending towards unconsciousness, and that is 80% of people out there, really. So just be careful, because right now I'm trying to tell you, tomorrow, it's either you're having deeper communications with each other, and you make a breakthrough through the boundaries that you set and said, I need respect, and I need a better pay, and I need, whatever it is that humanity is really going through out there as a collective with this Mercury Pluto. It's I was going to say it's either going to make or break a lot of relationships that are hanging in the balance, but I would say it's mainly breaking off. There's a lot of breaking because with the Aries vibe, Aries is the kind of gardener, that just is very frank and upfront and wants to do the right thing to make things grow and continue to be, that we can see that the alchemy and the chemistry can do something, for God's sakes, and you can, you can tweak and turn things for the better in your vibration by just setting up stakes and communication, and then seeing how that perhaps whatever the question is that you are questioning, because things are in question, and so tomorrow, Mercury, it's like a detective that figures out and sees something, like, somebody, I say there's a lie in the air or something. With Mercury Square to Pluto, that's probably a chronic liar. The Mercury doesn't care about the truth there. It's just, in fact, it could just have it all completely off, and it's a lot that could be said with that, like why people practice self-deception. And thanks for listening to this. 17 minutes? Woo! Well, yeah, I should figure out how. See, I'm still trying to set up my. I found some metal containers that would hold enough if the water got scalding, and I'm pretty sure I can accomplish that if I just set it next to this, so as to, freely heat up some water to take a shower. I ran out of the little propane jug, and I just miss taking a darn shower. But I'm getting closer to doing it self-sustain, because I'm finding the material, and without money, that I found that, and then I have some other things that I've upgraded as far as how I did it last time, and so it's just, you can make it easier and you can make it work, and it's just a shower, hot water. And so thanks for listening to that. I like being clean anyway. I'm a Venus in Virgo, so buy me some underwear too. My address is